Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is deploy React solution on Azure with Docker, image and container registry. Step by step guide. Okay, so let us cover. So in this exercise at high level, I'll be creating Docker image for React solution, pushing that into container registry, and from container registry, I'll be creating Azure app service, and that app service will be using this Docker image, and then we can see app service for that React solution. Okay, so prerequisite for this video is you should be ready with the React application. So that is the step number one. So let us see here. Step number one. This is my React application here. You can see, and I can run this React application quickly for your reference. So here you can see npm start. So npm start means I'm just running this React solution. It's a big application, but few things we can see dashboard. Okay, so yes, it is successfully running. It means your solution is working, for which you are going to build a Docker image. All right. So no issue found. Here you can see this is running applications. For this application, we're going to build a Docker image and we'll host that on Azure with the help of Docker image. Okay, let us close this application. I'm just closing it to avoid the confusion. Now we would proceed for step 2 here. Create a Docker file for React App solution. Here, this is your React App solution, and I can close this, Control C. Here, what I can do, I can create this Docker file here on root folder. This is my React solution, you can see. And this at the root folder where we have package.json, at same level you can create Docker file. Under the Docker file, you can mention the command which are needed to install the dependency and to build your React solution. So here, this is a simple Docker file where I have few commands. You can see install dependency and then build React solution, and then I'm using this npm install serve. Okay, and rest is minor, just about this port, and rest these are the commands. So this is a Docker image. So basically in Docker file, we include the steps to install dependency and you can see build the solution. So this is all. Now here on command, next step, if you see your next step would be build Docker image. To build the Docker image, whatever step you have mentioned in your Docker file, here those would be getting executed. So here we are going to build a Docker image in local solution. Here I can use version. So normally what is the command docker and no, 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 let me use the build command. So this is the build command. So what we basically use docker, then build -t, and this is your image name. And I'm using the version for this image is 4. Okay, version v4. Let us run this command. So this is starting. Now what it is doing, basically whatever you mention in your Docker file, same steps will be performing during this command. Here you can see. So now you can see dependencies are getting installed, and then npm install is done, but now it is after npm install it is copying. Here you can see npm install is done. Now this step is going on. It may take some time, so for time being what we can see, we can have a look on the next step of your this. So once this first step would be ready, then we'll be running that docker image, and then we'll see it should show the same result which of the React app. And once this, after that, what are the next step? Same step I'll be performing using container registry. So I'll be building up the image and then pushing that to the Azure Container Registry. For that, we have following steps here. Create Azure Container Registry, log into Azure Container Registry, because content Azure is a cloud and you would be running this command from local. So you need to log into container registry and then build the Docker image and push that Docker image to container registry and pull. If you want to run it in local, then you can pull and run the Docker image in your local first, just for testing. So these are some set of steps which we will be performing. So here is still that image. Okay, image is done. So now coming to step number first, step of the first page. So this build image is done. Now let us check it quickly in Docker. So here is my Docker solution. Here you can see this is the recently created this image. Okay. Um, Created 4 hour, but this is something not right because I didn't made any changes. This is showing last change. Okay, but this image is recently created. Okay, so here you can see that's okay. Now what we'll be doing, we'll be running this image on local quickly. All right, so we saw this image are pushed in your Docker desktop. Now run this Docker image locally. So here is your local solution. Okay, let us run this. Go to this and run command. This is your run command. And what you can do, you can change the version 4. Okay, 4 version, and then we can run this 300, 3000. Okay, so command is docker run -p, and you can mention the port and then image name and its version or tag, you can say. Let us run this. Unable to find UI4. Wait, docker run. Just a minute. Which image we have created? Azure UI app. Okay, Azure UI app 4. Okay, unable to find this. All right, no worry. Docker Azure UI app 4. Just a minute. Okay, this version is not correct basically. Let me add correct. V is a, I guess, capital and then 4. Click on that. Okay, so you can see this is running now. Okay, accepting this. I was mentioning the wrong version before. All right, copy this and paste here on here. Then you can see this is running from your Docker image. Look at. So it means whatever was in React solution is working as expected. So coming to this now, what we did, we created all this, check it, and then you can see this Docker image in local. It is running perfectly, and you can see in here also. Look at now, it is in use. It is started, so running. All right, so this is one steps how to build a Docker image for React solution, how to run it, and how to see this into your local Docker desktop. Now coming to next step, which is very important, this one, using container registry. All right, so here what I can do, I can go to this. Let me close this, stop it. Now here, this is my Azure portal. I need to create container registry. Step number 1, create a Azure container registry. But in my case, I am not going to create a container registry. I have already one container registry, so I'll be using that. So here you can go and see in the repository what is inside this container registry. Okay, here one education UI is there, but we'll be creating a new app registry Docker image here. So let us create a Docker image. So go to solution and perform second steps. Let me close this all. I'm just closing it all to avoid the confusion. And here I can open new terminal phrase for step 2, right? Now here I have these commands for here, right? So what we basically do, we need to log in. So as per these instruction, second step, log into container registry. Okay. So basically we use the command log into container registry. I just noted down this to speed up. See here, you can see here you can mention the container registry name. This is education CR is my container registry, and then you can mention the password, and then you can see login. Okay, so here it is asking, okay, login is succeeded. So it means step 1 is done, second is done. Now build a Docker image. Let us build a Docker image. We log into container registry. Education CR is the name of container registry. Next step to build a Docker image. Okay, so this is a separate steps. I'm not mixing up first step. However, you can reuse that also. So here we can phrase generating new image. So here I can give the version 5. Okay, and then I can mention build Docker will T, and this is my basically container HT, so that here we can distinguish that something which we created now we'll be creating with the different label or different name of the image. So it's this all is all about the name of image. Here basically this is actually education UI and then version 5. Okay, so let us create it. So I'm just creating again, it would be taking some time. For time being, what we can do, we can check next step here in our instruction. So this build image normally takes the time to install the dependency to build the solution. Okay, it's running fast this time. Why? Because there was no change in previous image. Okay, so now build step is done. Now let us move to another step, push that to Docker image container registry. So here, if you see on the portal, still there is no image. Okay. Now we are going to push Docker image. All right. So here, this is the command basically to push the Docker image. So what is the version 5? Right. Let me change it. Okay. Copy this from here. Just go to your terminal or base and paste it here. So what we are doing, we are going to push, this is the image which recently we created, and Docker push would push to the container registry. Here you can see it is pushing. So your image is about to push on Azure container registry here. All right, may take few moment. Look at this is done. Now you can go on container registry and refresh it here. All right, here you can see version 5. Look at here, this version 5 is created. Okay, this is recently post it. Okay, so this is your version 5. Now your image is post. If you want to test this in local, then you can also test into local before running. So for that you need to pull and then run it. That is the way. So pull it from where? From the, if you see here, it is not here. It is not available here. Now what you need to do, you need to pull in your local from Azure Container Registry. So here I can pull it from Azure Container Registry. What command is docker pull and then image name. Okay, I'm pulling from Azure to my local so that I can run it. So this is done. Pull is done successfully. Now you can use docker run basically. So this is here I can write it what docker run. Now I'm running that image in my local machine. Okay, so let us use the correct version, that is our 5 version, and then enter, then it would be running here. Let us run. Okay, so I use the port 3000 there in my Docker file. That's why it is showing 3000. So no worry for that. Now go to here and click and paste this. This is the image which we created. Look at it is running perfectly. So we are sure the image which we generated and built up is working perfectly. Now close it here and you can see now it here also. If you refresh, it should come here as well. What that version? So I need to see the version. Look at here 5. This is earlier it was 4, now it is 5. Okay. Now coming to important point here. Next step. So what we perform, we pull the image and we run the image. Everything is working. We are happy. Now next step is deploy React app on Azure service. React app image, basically Docker image onto Azure app service with Docker container. Okay, so these are the steps. What we'll be doing, we'll be creating Azure app service and then select the container and select that appropriate image, registry and appropriate image and run it. So this is simple steps. Let us go to portal quickly. First one is create app service. Okay, go to here, click on this app service, click on create and select this web app. You can give any name, select the resource group. Here you can give the name web. Okay, this is my web app name. Here I can select this container. It's loading the region. About to finish. So for time being, yeah, done. So I'm selecting region East US and rest other I'll use free to reduce my cost. Database, no. Here important thing is image source. Image source where we have in Azure Container Registry. So I'm selecting image source Azure Container Registry. And then here you can see this is my registry name and this is my image name, but tag is important. Which version I'm using? 5th, which we recently published. Okay, then click next, click next, and then click next. It is validating it. Click on create. It is about to create app service and then also doing deployment from the Docker image which we link with the app service. So it is about to create. For time being, let us repeat the steps. Create uh, Azure app service. We selected the container, publish type container we selected, and then we choose the correct registry name. Okay, choose the image source which we selected Azure registry, and then we selected right registry name, image name, and then tag. Tag means version v5 which we selected. Okay, let us see. So this is all. This is about to create. Look at it's done. Go to resource, and then you can see this is your web education UI created. Now last step will be after creation of Azure app, run it and see React dashboard. Okay, so let us run it now. It's about to refresh here. Once we get the URL, then we can browse it. If we browse it and we can see it should run same like local, then we can say we have done successfully. It's taking few moment. It's I'm using this free, almost free version of Azure, subscription of Azure. So sometime it takes time. All right, so taking time for timing. This is all as part of this video. If we see, we have completed this all steps. So let me summarize from beginning before. Let us see. Okay, so this is your URL. When you click on this URL, you copy it or click directly. Look at here. You can see your React solution. It's a browsing. Um, just because of internet and free subscription, it may take some time. It's all depend on your capacity, what kind of uh, service plan, or we normally using this free app service. That is also one reason it is slow. Let me browse it here. Okay, now it is browsing. Few more moment. For time being, we can see. So from beginning to end, we cover all the steps. Hmm. So in first page, we perform these for local image. In second steps, we perform the steps for Azure Container Registry and then push the image to Azure Container Registry. And then third step, we created Azure app and use that image which we push into the container registry and we use in Azure app service. After that, we can see, say, still taking some time. Let me see, let me open in some separate browser. We can see in I. Let us open here also. Sometime Chrome take time. Should work. Okay. Mhm. My internet is slow, so it's taking time because of that. And then last step. So this is all about this video. Hmm. Let me see. Okay, good, good, good. It is coming. Look at here. I'm sorry because just because of slow speed at my internet. So look at here. Exactly now from where this is running, this your React app is running from Azure App Service. So that is what we achieve. We deploy Azure App Service for your React solution using Docker image and container registry. So thank you very much for watching this. And in next video, what I'll be doing these all automation CI CD stuff of this manual things. So thank you very much. See you in next video. Bye bye.